Hi, it's me. Number 4, Plato's Atlantis. In ancient times, people believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. But today we know that this isn't true. So could there have also been other civilizations which held similar beliefs? And what if these people lived on an island which once existed, but today lies at the bottom of the ocean? Is this just a crazy idea, or could there be some truth to it? Today, we'll take a look at one of the most famous lost cities in history and find out what scientists have to say about it. Welcome to my channel. The story of Atlantis first appears in the written works of the Greek philosopher Plato, who is said to have been a student of the ancient philosopher Socrates. In his text, he describes a powerful island nation which existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to Plato, the Atlanteans were initially a kind and hospitable people who lived in peace and harmony with nature until they became arrogant and greedy. As punishment for their actions, the gods then flooded the island, and only a small part of it was able to remain above water. Over time, the once great empire fell into decline until it was finally forgotten. In order to locate the lost city, we must first consider where Plato got his story from. This is a tricky question since the author doesn't provide us with any details. Many scholars believe that Plato may have learned the tale from an Egyptian priest, although there are no records of such an event taking place. Instead, many believe that Plato likely created the story in order to convey a philosophical message. He lived during a time when many Greek city-states often went to war with one another. So it would have been easy for him to warn his fellow citizens of the dangers of greed and pride by using an imaginary example. But let us assume for a moment that Plato was telling the truth and that there really was a powerful empire located somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Where exactly did this take place? Once again, Plato doesn't provide us with any specifics, only that the island was located far away beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which are most likely the Strait of Gibraltar. The exact location is never revealed, however. So it's up to us to speculate where it may have been. Since Plato wrote about an advanced civilization, it's reasonable to assume that it didn't exist in the middle of nowhere. It probably had relations with other cultures and perhaps even traded with them. With this in mind, many researchers have searched the waters near the Strait of Gibraltar and even came across some interesting finds. For example, the Spanish explorer and conquistador Juan de la Cosa found a large depression in the seabed while charting the region in 1500. Some believe that this could be the remains of the lost city, especially since it's roughly 200 miles from the Moroccan coast and the Strait of Gibraltar. However, other explorers have come across ruins which appear to be much older than 1500, and which therefore could have been left behind by an advanced civilization. For example, submerged ruins were found off the coast of Cadiz in Spain in 1986, and some believe that these structures could have belonged to a large city which once thrived in the area. However, radiocarbon dating later revealed that the ruins were only about 500 years old, which means that they were built during the time of the Moors. To make matters even more confusing, other underwater ruins have been discovered off the coast of Portugal that date back to the time of the Roman Empire. Could these really be the remains of Atlantis? Well, there's one piece of evidence which suggests that they might. According to Plato, the island nation existed 9,000 years before his time, which would place its founding somewhere around 9,600 BC. But the Romans conquered these territories sometime between 200 BC and 100 AD. Meaning that they would have been occupied for over 9,000 years. This timeline fits with the historical record and would certainly explain why the Romans would have built settlements along the coast. So could this really be the lost city of Atlantis? Unfortunately, we simply don't have enough evidence to say for sure. All we can do is look at the available data and draw our own conclusions. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And until next time, stay curious.